QST. This is 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra calling this evening's net. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to thank the people who have made this net possible. First of all, I would like to thank the repeater trustees for 9H1 Uniform Hotel Foxtrot, and also for 9H1 9 Hotel 1 Delta Mike Romeo - Lima. I will pause. I would like to thank also the people who behind the scenes do many, or shall we say, much work to make this possible, to put this net on repeaters and also on YouTube, etc., etc. So, big thank you to you all. Last but not least, I would like to thank all of you who are going to participate this evening. This net is held every 2 weeks. So this is the 9H HAM GlobalNet. We welcome participants from all countries. The net is held in English on purpose. And of course, we would like to extend our warmest greetings to you all who are going to participate this evening. I will pause. We ask you to courteously keep your transmissions short, not more than 2 or 3 minutes. If you need more, of course, you have to key down and key up again so that the repeaters will recycle. First of all, do we have any emergency or priority traffic? This is 9H1 FBS, net control station for 9H HAM GlobalNet. Nothing heard. Do we have any announcements, club announcements, for example? Just your call sign and indicate that you are going to make an announcement, and I will put you through. This is 9H1 FBS. Nothing heard as well. So let us start taking check-ins for this evening's net. And please say your call sign in phonetics and twice. And if it's the first time that you're joining, please say your name. 9H1 FBS is now standing by for check-ins. Go ahead.
Nine Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha, checking in. The name is Anthony. 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Nancy 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, checking in.
So far I have 9H5FA, Anthony, and N7APW, Jerry. Do we have any more check-ins? Please come in now.
Nine Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Name is Chris.
Acknowledge Chris. Anybody else would like to check in?
This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. I believe we have 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. But a few minutes ago, he did some radio checks and was suspecting he had some problems getting through. Not sure, he might check in later on. But was active on this frequency a few minutes ago when we were talking about the net. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Yeah, this Perkins isn't such a good idea. I'll see what I can do about it. Chris, are you a 1 or a 5? I think you're a 1 Tango Lima.
9H1 FBS says this is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Confirming 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Name is Chris.
Yeah, well, today I'm using a new system. It's called Braille. New, my foot. It's nearly 300 years old. But anyway, so the one didn't come out, so I wanted to be sure. Okay, Jonathan, would you like to check in? No pressure.
Nine Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Name is Jonathan. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf.
South 4 Charlie Mike standing by. South 4 Charlie Mike, listening and standing by.
Charles, we checked you in, no problem.
Roger, roger, roger.
You've got to give me time because I'm a bit slow, you see.
Malapali, Malapali.
Okay, very good.
9H1 UHFR.
Now, let's see. Oh, good. This guy's speaking. Right. Do we have any more check-ins?
Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Victor Tango.
Any more check-ins? This is the last call for now. Okay, it seems not. So I'm going to read out the list, what I have for so far. Let's see. 9H5, 9 Hotel 5, Fox Alpha. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf, and 9H4 Charlie Mike, Whiskey Bravo 4 Papa Victor Tango. My name is Charles. I've passed the microphone to the first check-in, 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha. Go ahead.
So this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha, the 9 HAM GlobalNet. Yeah, one thing I'd like to say is, first of all, 2 weeks ago, 9 Hotel 1 Juliet Lima notified us of a Ariel Malta photography book which he recently published. I have since acquired a copy of this book, and it got some fascinating aerial images of the shores of our island on it. I think I'd really like to congratulate him for this work, and they're really good, high quality images. Second thing, I'd like to reiterate a call I made last week, and actually there is one person who I have promised to call, to phone, but I have not yet. Sorry about that if you're hearing me, but I will. So we are trying to create a small team of 3 or 4 people perhaps, to try and organize once in a while some activity, some radio-related activity for the net, which could be promotional activity, it could be, I don't know, a special net which is held from some particular location on the island, or some other. So we just need some brainstorming to actually liven up and increase the interest in the hobby. Volunteer, please do feel free to contact me on the email which is on my QRZ page. Initially it will just be a brainstorming, and then we'll sort of take it on from there. So that's it from my end. Thanks, Net Control. This 9H1 FPS with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Thank you very much, Tony. Okay, so let's go to the next participant, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Go ahead.
Alrighty, very good, Charlie. 9 Hotel 1 Fox Bravo Sugar with the 9H HAM GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. After a brief pause, good afternoon. Oh, I should say good evening to most, and good afternoon to you, Charlie PVT. I hope you're doing well, Charlie. Charlie from Gozo. Charlie Mike, you have a beautiful signal into, I'm assuming, the repeater. It's full quieting and no noise or anything like that. I'm glad to hear Jonathan on. Finally got his license, and he probably knows everybody as well as I do now. And it's a nice way to do that, you know, to listen to the repeater and see what goes on, and then all of a sudden, when you get your license, it's just like going home again. So that's great. It's a beautiful day today. No clouds in the sky. The temperature currently is about 22 degrees Celsius, and I'm actually still outside, which is what I do every morning, but now it just turned to afternoon, sipping coffee and chit-chatting on the radio, or in this case, using Echolink. Let's see, what else? I'd like to be a part of that, although I can't go to the remote sites, but maybe we could have a meeting on something similar to Zoom or Jitsi or the repeater itself. And, you know, I'd like to see a group go to Camino and set up and operate. But, you know, that does cost some money too, but everything does. All right, I think I've said enough. Back to Net Control, 9 Hotel 1 Fox Bravo Sugar with the 9H HAM GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Yeah, okay, Roger. Well, it's part of me and you. You know, we talk a bit, so I'm trying to keep it short as much as I can, so that other people will have their turn. I was told that by my very close relative there. 9H1 Tango Lima. Go ahead, Chris. It's all yours.
NH1 from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris. Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I am on the roof garden at the moment, trying to get some office work done while on the 9H GlobalNet. I'm so busy lately with several projects associated with artificial intelligence. Right now I'm working on an artificial intelligence software that processes images that artists submit to me, and it will generate something that is in the style of that particular artist. So some artists are quite interested in what artificial intelligence can create in their own style, and an exhibition will be exhibiting their paintings later on this year. Just a message to 9H5FA if that's okay.
Chris, you've got the mic. Take it.
Okay, 9H5FA from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Anthony, if right now I cannot commit to more projects, but if this 9H related project of yours expands, there might be value in signing up as a voluntary organization. I've done that before, and if you're interested, I can sort that out for you. There is benefit in registering as a VO in terms of funding. So let's say, for example, if there's a conference abroad related to amateur radio, there can be funding associated with voluntary organizations. So I'll leave this back to Net Control, Basadin Inti. 9H1FBS from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris.
Would you like to answer him, Tony?
Nine Hotel 1 Tango Lima, 9 HAM GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yeah, Chris, thanks for the idea. At this stage, it might be a bit preliminary, because I don't know what interest there would be, and this is to you know, promote the hobby, and but it might be something to keep in mind. Yeah, so I've actually put an asterisk next to your name. So if we do sort of, you know, develop something and move to there, I'll get back to you. Ideally, it's like also input from all the radio clubs on the island, so I'll be contacting them as well. Yeah, but I've put an asterisk next to your name, Chris. So I have. Thank you very much. Thanks, really appreciate it. 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima with the 9 HAM GlobalNet. I'm returning the mic to Net Control. 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra.
Much, Anthony, and round it goes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Please introduce yourself, because we don't all know you. We know that your name is Jonathan, a very, very beautiful biblical name, and I do congratulate you for getting the license and getting this call sign. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf, 9H1FBS. Go ahead.
FBS, this is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. First of all, thanks to everybody, especially congratulations on for those couple of people who really encouraged me to go on with the course. Secondly, I'm Jonathan Galia. I've been a brief listener for a long time. We have radios. I can't remember the amount of years. Finally, I got my license. So that's basically from my side. Besides that, that's basically what I have to say. 9 Hotel 2 Julius Golf to net controller 9 Hotel 1 FBS.
Oh, so I'm going to guide you, huh? What is your QTH? What is your location? Where you're transmitting from?
H1 FBS is 9 Hotel 2 Julius Golf. QTH, Slow Delhi, which is part of the Vitara, between the Vitara and then Real, for those who don't live in Malta. Regarding radios, I'm quite basic on radios now, till now, but slowly, try to update my check. This 9 Hotel 2 Julius Golf to net controller 9 Hotel 1 FBS.
And get the radio a bit closer, but you're getting well. You're coming in okay. Fleur de Lis. That's a beautiful French name for a place, isn't it, guys? Because we're all guys here. Anyway, let's see who's next, because I'm doing this for the first time. I think it's Charlie. Let's see. Yes, it is. I'm trying a new method, Charlie. Usually I use the computer to take down the information, but today I'm using a Braille machine. 9 Hotel 4, Charlie Mike. Too many Charlies on this net. H1 FBS, go ahead, Charles. H4 Charlie Mike, do you copy over? Well, we'll come back to him later, and we'll call him again. So, Whiskey Baker 4, okay, Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Victor Tango, another Charlie. But before I get to you, Charles, let's see if there are any more check-ins. Are there any more check-ins for the 9H HAM GlobalNet? This is 9H1 FBS, net control.
One FBS, do you copy 9 Hotel 4 Charlie Mike?
And please make your transmission. Go ahead, Charles.
I've been pressing the PTT hard enough. I asked you, Charles, I didn't realise who you had a global net on. Could you tell me what evenings you have the net, QSL?
Okay, well, it's held every 2 weeks, so the next one is going to be on the 14th of September at 8 o'clock local time. So you caught it at the beginning, and we end when we end, but usually it finishes by about 8:45. Would you like to make a transmission and say hello to the group? It is a global net, so that means that we welcome participants from all over the globe. I don't know if they go to Mars, if we can do that, but we'll see that later. 9H4CM. Go ahead, Charles.
Roger, Roger, Roger. Name is Charles, operating from Gozo in Victoria. I've been a ham for 35 years, and this is the first time on the net. But I'm very, very active on HF. You can hear me on 20 meters every morning on 14.180 plus or minus. So with that, I'll pass it back to net control.
That's nice and short and sweet. I thought you would say more. I thought you would extol the beauties of Gozo, for example, but, well, we'll leave that for another time. So thank you very much, Charles. And if you want to stick around, of course, we can have a second round as well. Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Victor Tango, 9H1FBS, go ahead.
This is Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Victor Tango. I'm not sure if this is the GlobalNet or the Charles Net, one or the other. Things here are going pretty good. My knee's a lot better, and my heart is beating, so can't complain about that. Right now it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 Celsius, so it's rather comfortable outside. And started my, I think this will be my 11th year at the local 2-year college. They have a deal here that if you're over 60, you can go to college for free. So I just signed up for classes randomly and signed up for electronics. And the instructor puts me somewhat in charge, helping the students, because they were just going over resistors yesterday, so I brought in one that was rather large, and then some surface mount resistors, which is like a grain of sand, to show them the difference. And I help out with the class some, and I learn a little bit here and there, stuff that I've forgotten in the past. So other than that, everything is going pretty good here. I did run across a 1949 Maltese call book, and of course it was not 9H back then, it was X something. I'll have to look it up, but if you want a copy, it's just going to be a photo of the book. It's not out in text to manipulate. So I think I've sent one of them out to one of the stations there in Malta. I forgot who it was. Other than that, not much going on. It's WB4 PBT clear.
Was it Zulu Bravo 1, Charles?
It might have been. I'll tell you what, I'll look it up and see what I can find. But that sounds like, yeah, maybe it was a Zulu Bravo 1. Over.
Yeah, I think that was the Maltese call until the 20th of September of 1964. Then the 9H came in because we gained independence from the United Kingdom. Okay, fine business. That's very, very interesting. A 1948 call book. Now, let me see. Do we have any more check-ins for the 9H HAM GlobalNet? I'm standing by.
0 Bravo India Alpha, G0 BIA.
Acknowledge Golf 0 Bravo India Alpha. Any more check-ins, please come in now. We had the last one on the list just before you in it. Might as well you take the transmission. We have quite a nice group this evening. And we have also a new Radio Ham 9 Hotel to Juliet Golf. His name is Jonathan. Jonathan is a new Radio Ham from let's see, I think, well, yeah, you do know Malta a bit. He is from Fleur-de-Lis. Fleur-de-Lis is near Birkirkara. Fleur-de-Lis. Can you imagine? You have a place in Malta which is called for a beautiful French word like Fleur-de-Lis. So, you take it, Ian, and let's hear some of your wise words. Go ahead.
Yes, 9 Hotel 1, Fox Bravo Sierra. Good evening, Charles. Good evening to Anthony, 9 Hotel 5, Fox Alpha. Good evening, Jerry, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. And other Charles there, Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Victor Tango. Nice to hear you, Charles. And Chris, 9 Hotel 1, Tango Lima. 9 Hotel 2, Juliet Golf. Jonathan, nice to hear you on, Jonathan. And long time no work, you, Charles. 9 Hotel 4, Charlie Mike. This is G0BIA. The name is Ian. I'm located at a place called Marsk by the Sea. I'm about quarter of a mile from the east coast, about 3 miles south of the River Tees in the county of Yorkshire. So the weather is quite pleasant at the moment, just about 20 degrees, same as I think Charles had there over in the States. Not a lot to add, but nice to talk to you, Charles, on WhatsApp, on video, and nice of you to walk me around your flat. I was absolutely amazed that you could put your hand out and say, well, this is that and that's the other, without seeing what you were pointing to. I was absolutely flabbergasted, and it was nice to talk to you on a one-to-one basis, Charles, last week. I shall await with anticipation the publication from a certain 9 Hotel 1 Juliet Lima, which after my trials and tribulations with my bank not being able to transfer money, I got money transferred to him for Saturday, and I believe the publication that he was telling us all about is winging its way. I don't know how long it'll take. It'll be very interesting. It was posted last Saturday, so I might get it by Christmas, HI. Not a lot happening really. We're both okay, XY and myself. A little bit of radio now and again on DMR, and then of course your net tonight. So it's not doing so bad tonight. It's a few more on. I won't stay. I'll make this a one-off and let you get down to organising your field days and your events there, which I remember attending at least 2 field days back in 2009, anywhere between 2009 and 17, when we almost visited it on a twice-a-year basis, but we haven't been back since 2017. And of course, as you probably all know, I was there serving in the RAF in 1964 to 67. So 65 to 67, I should say. So very nice to be able to come on the net and say hello to everybody. It gives me the opportunity to say Alayla Tayeb and Sahashbeen to whoever it takes, and keeps me going. And there's the bells to tell me that I'm timing out. From Golf Zero, Bravo, India Alpha. Back to you.
Do you know a small church in a village near Imjar called Zabbih? Zulu Echo Bravo Bravo India Echo Golf Hotel, Zabbih.
Were you asking me a question, Charles? If you were, I don't know it.
When you were in Malta, did you ever visit a place called Zabbih? It's close to Imjar.
I doubt it. I think we got to MJ, and of course we got to Victoria as well in '65. Went touring around the island, and I got some lovely pictures of my ex-YL and my daughter stood with the Asia window, which of course has now gone, and myself and my brother-in-law sat on a battlement on on Victoria's battlement, both wearing Gossaton hats, and I still have the hat upstairs. I bring it out occasionally for a bit of fun, HI. From Golf Zero, Bravo, India Alpha.
Talking about in Malta, not in Gozo. Forget it. Well, anyway, that church got a hit today. Direct hit, it seems, by an act of God, shall we say? Funny, eh? we had the first storm of the season today, and as usual, the first storm is rather, how should I say this, stronger, naughty, whatever. And we had a big thunderstorm come through this afternoon. I was in heaven because I love thunderstorms. When I heard it coming, of course, I just turned off my computer and all that stuff. But anyway, so let us see if we have any more check-ins. I think that Charles was connected to me, 9H4 Charlie Mike, and I think he left because I heard it go, you know, the usual sound that it makes when you disconnect. Do we have any more check-ins for the 9H HAM GlobalNet? This is 9H1 FBS.
No, but 7 days from me, Charles, and everybody else. I wish you a very good night. I enjoy the rest of the night. Golf Zero, Bravo, India Alpha. I'll go on QRT. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, and have a restful one, you and the XYO. Would anyone, let's open the floor to anybody who would like to say something. Maybe you would like to comment about something I said. But it was strong on this side as well. I don't know about Gozo. I'll try to look into that later. But up to when it started subsiding from this side, they were not registering any rainfall. So it must have either just passed by or maybe they had it later. Okay, so I'll just open the floor, open it to everybody, and just give me a call and I'll give you the microphone. 9H1 FBS is now standing by. It seems that no. Do we have any comments, please? Come again.
FBS. Just a small checkout. Is my audio better like this or as I was before? I'm not using the PTT anymore. I'm talking directly to the radio. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf to 9 Hotel 1 FBS.
May I ask you what transceiver are you using, Jonathan, please?
Hotel 2 Juliet Golf to 9 Hotel 1 FBS. I'm just using a handheld. It's a Bofeng UB5R. And before I had plugged in a PTT from my old Scanwood radio. Besides that, I have mobile antenna on the balcony, and basically nothing on the roof. I don't have a roof. But I'm using a UV 5 hours on 4 watts or 5 watts. Depends on the amount of power it's pumping out. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf to 9 Hotel 1 FBS.
Okay, okay. Well, in my opinion, it is better, but I'm going to open it to the others because, you know, I'm 71 years old nearly, Jonathan, so maybe my hearing isn't as sharp as it used to be, but in my opinion, this is better than what you were doing before. And you might look into that, but for example, in my case, I have a GD77, and even the microphone that I sent for is not very good with the set it's supposed to complement. So let's open it up to the others. Anybody would like to make a comment to Jonathan? It seems that you're going to have to take my word for it, Jonathan, because nobody wants to say anything. That's loose, huh? Okay, seeing that there aren't any more comments, I'll just call it a day, I think, but someone would like to make a last comment. 9H1FBS is now standing by. Maybe.
NH1FBS, 9H5FA. I'd just like to thank you for the net. I think it's been interesting because we've had some new participants, and thank you for hosting this net. And may I remind everyone that the recording of this net will be available on YouTube on the 9H HAM GlobalNet channel. The recording will be available tomorrow morning because I need to edit it before actually making it available online. So either late tonight or tomorrow morning. Back to net control, 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Anthony, but Jonathan asked a question. He tried his radio without the microphone, and it sounded better. What do you think? Were you listening at that?
Yes, I confirm positive from my end, and it sounded much better without the external speaker mic connected. And actually Jonathan is on Jitsi at the moment, and we're communicating by hand signals. yeah. I mean, I'm sure. So I think that was one of the reasons why his voice, why the modulation seemed low. 9 Hotel 1 Fox Bravo Sierra. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha with the 9H HAM GlobalNet.
My mind boggled, Tony, is that, Anthony, in my case, the microphone is also the same, the type of microphone that the GD77 uses, and it's, well, shall we say, not up to my standards. In his case, it's a microphone from a different set, so it can be that. But in my case, it's supposed to complement the set, and it's well, shall I say it, rubbish. It doesn't sound good at all. When I speak into the radio itself, it is much better than when speaking through the microphone. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. We have to say this every time because this is very important. Besides thanking the people who are behind the repeaters and you and Jerry and the people who come regularly, the people who make the net or break the net are the people who participate in the net. So keep coming. I go to a net called the Worldwide Friendship Net, and they say it over and over again every day. Come back. Without you, no net will exist, and that goes for us too. And I will try to find Charles's email and send him the information, because he asked when the net is, and I'll tell him that it's on 9H1 UHF, blah 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 blah. The whole story. 73s to all. Thank you very much. This has been the 9H HAM GlobalNet. It took us 47 minutes, and of course we will meet again in 2 weeks' time. It will be the 14th of September, God willing. Good evening to everybody. Good afternoon to the States, and if there are any people listening from Australia, of course, good morning to them. 9H1 FBS is now returning the repeaters to normal ham radio use.